Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope you understood what is force. So let us learn next about the chapter force and pressure. Today we are going to talk about pressure on solids, how it affects the factors affecting pressure, the definition, the SI unit, and the numerical based on force and pressure on solids both. Because we did not do the numericals of force in the previous video, so we will be doing the numericals on force and on pressure both over here. Before we talk about pressure, let us talk about a new term, that is thrust. Children, though the name is new, it is the force that you have learned. But the difference is the way this force acts. The thrust is the force that acts normally over a surface. That is, it should be acting at an angle of 90 degree. So when the force is acting at an angle of 90 degree, it is known as thrust. Is force and pressure same? Force and pressure are not same, but they are dependent on each other. So how are they dependent? We will be learning. Pressure is the force acting normally on a unit area. It is also defined as thrust per unit area. So we can define pressure in both the case. You can see the first definition is using the definition of thrust. So force acting normally is actually thrust. Therefore here we replace that with thrust. So thrust per unit area, you can see here the pressure applied is with a force which is acting at 90 degree on the apple. So we are talking about that force. Pressure can be found out using the formula thrust by area. You can see here this formula is actually from the definition pressure per is equal to thrust per unit area. Per is division, so thrust by area. From this formula we can get another formula for area. Area is equal to thrust by pressure, and thrust is equal to pressure into area. Now you must be wondering what this triangle is all about. This triangle is going to help you find out or remember the formula in an easier way. So children, if you can only remember this triangle and the position of letters in this triangle, you can very easily remember the formula. Say for example, if you have to find pressure, see the formula. Pressure here, if you put an equal to here, it is F by A. F divided by A. Now if you have to find area, area is equal to F divided by pressure. If you have to find the thrust is equal to pressure into area. So the whole of the three formulas can be very easily learned using this pyramid. So I have given you a trick to remember the formulas. I have given you all the formulas in detail, and you need to learn them so that you can very easily solve the numericals. What is the unit of pressure now? Unit of pressure is named after the French scientist Blaise Pascal, and it is Pascal. Now because it is the name of a scientist, so it has a capital P and a small a. The SI unit of force is Newton. The SI unit of area is meter square. So the derived unit for pressure is Newton per meter square, and the relationship between the SI unit and the derived unit is 1 Pascal is equal to 1 Newton per meter square. So if your force is in Newton and your area is in meter square, you can very easily find out the pressure in terms of Pascal. What is the definition for the SI unit of pressure? Children, I gave this question to explain you. Whenever you have such a question, remember that it wants to test two things of you. What is the SI unit of pressure? And then how do we define it? Now in this case, if you simply write SI unit of pressure is Pascal, you are not going to score any marks. You have to answer it in this form. That is, 1 Pascal is defined as the pressure when a force of 1 Newton acts on an area of 1 meter square. So force is 1 Newton, area is 1 meter square, so the pressure is 1 Pascal. Now a point to be noted, you can see I have written it in red. While solving numericals, always convert the force to Newton and the area to meter square so that you can write the unit of pressure as Pascal. Relationship between pressure and thrust. If the thrust increases, the pressure increases. That means pressure is directly proportional to thrust. More is the pressure only if more is the thrust. So if the thrust is increasing, the pressure increases. Let us understand this example using this picture. This picture shows the thrust applied by an elephant and a bear. The teddy bear is able to apply less force or less thrust on the car, and so he is traveling and having fun on the car. But the elephant, when tried to come on the car and drive it, you can see the condition of the car. Yes, because the mass of the elephant is more, so the thrust applied by the elephant is more, and as the thrust is more, the pressure is more. So I suppose you could understand the first factor. Let us come to the next factor. The next factor says pressure is inversely proportional to the area on which the thrust acts. If the area increases, the pressure decreases. That means pressure and area will affect opposite. If the pressure has to be increased, you have to decrease the area. Now what area are we talking about? We are talking about the area of contact between the object by which you are applying the force. See this example. In this example, the same box has been kept in two ways. One, when the breadth is in contact with the ground. Next, when the length is in contact with the ground. Now you can see here, when the breadth is in contact, that is 20 centimeter into 10 centimeter, you will get the surface area as 20 into 10, that gives you 200 centimeter square. So the surface area comes 200 centimeter square. Now could you understand what surface am I talking about? The surface which is in contact with is 200 centimeter square. And in this case, the surface which is in contact with the ground is 40 into 10, that is 400 centimeter square. So now, when you see the area and compare them, you can obviously see because this area is less, so the pressure is more. Here the area is more, so the pressure is less. So when the area is more, the pressure is less, and when the area is less, the pressure applied is more. This is the two factors. These were the two factors on which the pressure depends. One is the thrust, another is the surface area of contact. So these are the factors affecting the pressure in a solid. Let us understand the second factor once more with another example. Say if you are told to cut the fruits, you choose a sharp knife or you choose a blunt knife? Yes, you choose a sharp knife. Why? Because the surface area of a sharp knife is less and the surface area of the blunt knife is more. So when the surface area is more, the pressure applied will be less. In this case, you can see the man is trying to pierce a nail inside a wooden block. Now, when you pierce, which end of the nail do you choose? This is the blunt end and this is the sharp end. And we go for selecting the sharp end to pierce in. The reason, again, because the surface area here is less. So, with a less force, the nail can be pierced inside it. Why? Because the surface area is less, so the pressure increases. This is what we do, and that is why we keep all the piercing things like pins, safety pins, nails with a sharp edge, even the knife with a sharp edge. Whenever we are talking about the factors, children, remember we are keeping the other quantity constant. So when I am talking about area, I am keeping the force constant. And when I am talking about the force or the thrust, I am keeping the area constant. Whenever you compare between two, the third quantity or the rest of quantities are kept constant. It is easier to walk on a soft sand if we have flat shoes rather than the shoes with sharp heels. Why so? Again, the reason is the surface area. In a sharp heel, the surface area is less. When the surface area is less, this sharp heel is going to apply more pressure on the sand and it will get dipped inside the sand. But when the surface area is more, the pressure applied by this will be less. So it will not get dipped inside the sand. Coming to the numerical based on moment of force. Find the moment of force of 20 Newton about an axis of rotation at a distance of 50 centimeter from the force. So you are supposed to find out the moment of force when you are given the force and the distance. So when you know the force and when you know the distance, the force equals to 20 Newton and the distance is 50 centimeter. Now as you can see, the distance is not given in SI unit. Your first work is convert the distance into SI unit. So 50 centimeter will be equal to 50 into 10 to the power minus 2 meter. This is the distance covered. Now to find out the moment of force is equal to, you remember the symbol for moment of force was tau. So I have used that symbol. Tau is equal to 20 into 50 into 10 to the power minus 2. So now because the force is in Newton and the distance is in meter, you will get the answer in Newton meter. So 2 into 5 is 10 into 10 to the power 2 into 10 to the power minus 2. 10 to the power 2 and 10 to the power minus 2 get cancelled. So your answer is 10 Newton meter. So if you use the index method, is it not your calculations becoming simpler? Now some of you may say, Miss, how do you get that 10 to the power 2? I took these two zeros separately, so it becomes 10 to the power 2. And then I multiplied 2 and 5 as 10. So I could cancel out. I got the answer as 10 Newton meter. In this question, children, you can see you are given force is 120 Newton meter, and that much force is required to open a door when the force is applied at a distance of 2 meter. How much force is required to open the door when the force is applied at the extreme end, that is 3 meter from the hinge? So we have to find out the difference in the force applied when the moment of force is 120 Newton meter and the distance is changed from 2 meter to 3 meter. So let's start doing. Here, because we know the moment of force and the distance, force is equal to the moment of force 120 Newton meter by the distance 2 meter. So we get 60 Newton force. So when the force is applied from 2 meter of the hinge, you need 60 Newton force. Now, say this force is named as F1. So to find the F2, when it is from 3 meter from the hinge, moment of force is same, 120 by 3. You get 40 Newton. So we get 40 Newton force is required just because the distance of application of force was changed from 2 meter to 3 meter. So because the distance was increased from the hinge, we needed less force to bring about the same moment of. If a boy applies a force of 16 Newton on an area of 16 centimeter square, what will be the pressure produced by him? Now here, this is a numerical based on pressure. You are given the force, you are given the area, and you are supposed to find out the pressure. So the area and the force are known, so we can note down that force is equal to 16 Newton and area is equal to 16 centimeter square. So force is in SI unit, but the area is given in CGS unit. So 16 centimeter square. Children, so we'll need to convert this centimeter square to meter square. Let me show you. Let me show you how to convert centimeter square to meter square. You know, 1 centimeter is equal to 10 to the power minus 2 meter. So if you square both the sides, you get 1 centimeter square is equal to 10 to the power minus 4 meter square. So, say if you have forgot what is the relationship between 1 centimeter square and meter square, this is how you can always recall. So we got 1 centimeter square is equal to how many meter square? So now let us find out the pressure produced. So here as we had got 10 to the power minus 4, you multiply 16 into 10 to the power minus 4 and you get the area in meter square. Now pressure is equal to thrust upon area. So 16 and 16 get cancelled. 10 to the power minus 4 is in the denominator. So when it is brought to the numerator, it becomes positive. That is 10 to the power 4. And because both of them are in SI unit, we will get the unit of pressure as Pascal. So I hope you could understand this number. There is one more numerical where you are given the area and the pressure, and you are supposed to find out the force applied. Now in this case, you have to go for the next formula. So you remember the formulas. I just assume that every one of you have by now remember the formula. For area, again you can see it is given in centimeter square. So now we know 1 centimeter square is 10 to the power minus 4 meter square. So you simply multiply 10 to the power minus 4. So now both of them are in SI unit. So we get the force or the thrust applied is equal to pressure into the area. So we get 2312 into 10 to the power minus 4. So minus 4 says 4 decimal places. So you can shift the decimal place from here to 4, that is giving you 0.2312 Newton. So this is how you calculate the force when pressure and area is given. Let me go for one more number to explain you about finding out the. In this number you can see you are asked the area on which a force of 5 Newton produces a pressure of 50,000 Pascal. So in this case, you are told that the thrust is 5 Newton and you are told the pressure is equal to 50,000 Pascal. So to find the area, the formula was thrust upon pressure. Now what I do is, I write 50,000 as 5 into 10 to the power minus 4. 5 into 10 to the power plus 4. So the area is 5 into 10 to the power 4. Now you can see here 5 and 5 get cancelled and our answer comes 10 to the power 4 is in the denominator. So when we take it to the numerator, it becomes 10 to the power minus 4 meter square. So 10 to the power minus 4 meter square is the area around which a thrust of 5 Newton produces a pressure of 50,000 Pascal. I hope you could understand the numbers done over here. Please do practice them once more yourself for better understanding and follow the index method for easy calculations. So that's all for today.